Today we're talking about the Incase DSLR Pro Pack and if this backpack is the perfect camera backpack for you. If you're new here, my name is Jeven Dovey. I do a lot of filmmaking tutorials, a lot of camera reviews, adventure travel, all that good stuff. So one of the things that I'm always searching for is the perfect camera backpack. There are so many different situations where I'm taking my cameras with me and I need the proper backpack to carry all the gear because I'm not just bringing a camera, I'm bringing drones, I'm bringing gimbals, I'm bringing all different sorts of things and different configurations of my gear. I can never find a good bag that I'm happy with. However, this DSLR Pro Pack is actually really good and it's something that I've been using for a while now. So before we get into the review and I kind of show you how this bag works and all the features about it and things that I like about it, I do want to tell you that this bag was sent to me for free. I was not paid by Incase to do this review. They just sent me their bag to test out and I actually do really like it. And one more note is that I didn't just get this bag like a couple days ago and now I'm reviewing it. I've spent the last couple months taking this bag everywhere that I possibly can and actually using it in real life settings. Because one of the things with a camera backpack is you need to know if it works in your workflow and if you need to know if it works in multiple settings. You can't just pick up a bag and think that it works. There's definitely been bags in the past that I've purchased that I'm like, this bag's amazing, and then I take it out on my first shoot and I'm like, this bag sucks, and then I get rid of it because there's just things that happen when you're actually working with gear and your bag dictates how that workflow goes out in the field, on a shoot, in any situation. So a good bag is super important. So I've taken this bag, I've taken it traveling, I've taken it on day shoots, I've taken it hiking, I've done a lot of different stuff with it. So let's get into my review of this bag and so you could see all the features about it. This is the Incase DSLR Pro Pack, and as you can see, it's a pretty sleek designed bag. It's black. There's not a ton of like extra things hanging off of it. I like it because it just looks very clean. Now, the way this bag is designed is that there is like a core module, and you can see when I flatten down everything that it still has this width to it, and that's because when you open it up, you can see that it's got basically a divided section that holds its rigidity in place, which is a good thing for camera gear. Now you could completely take all this out and then it would be a much softer bag that squishes, but honestly for purposes of what we're doing, like cameras and all that, you're gonna wanna leave this in. In the past, I like to work with bags that are basically soft bags where you build cases within it. For example, my Mavic Air is in a separate case. What I would do is I'd put all my pieces of gear in separate cases like this so that I could just reach into my bag and grab out the piece of gear that I want. This bag is designed a little differently where you don't need to have these kind of separate cases for each pieces of gear because you have this interior module that basically holds the rigidity, so it actually works in your favor. And I didn't used to like using bags like this until I really got my hands on this bag, because before now they're big, they're bulky, and a lot of the bags I worked with I just didn't like the look of them. This one, like I was saying, it's much sleeker bag, so I feel like, you know, walking around like a city with this, I'm not drawing as much of attention as if I have like a big camera bag that has that big square form. It's still not a tiny bag, but it's definitely not massive either. This is a great size bag for all your gear. Now for me, when I'm looking at a bag, I want a bag that can hold all the gear that I potentially will take on a trip, whether it's a day trip or a few day trip. And the other thing I want to look at is how I can use the bag. So this bag is really good for like a city kind of adventure, like a day trip, but nothing where you get too extreme on hiking or anything like that. And that's because if you look on the back here, you've got your two straps, which are actually very comfortable. You've got your chest harness here, which is nice because it holds the camera bag, it takes the weight off your shoulders. However, as you can see on the bottom, there is no hip strap. And so for if you're doing like extreme hiking, you're going out for a long day with this pack on your back, you're gonna want a hip strap. So that's one thing that this bag doesn't have that I did take this out hiking. I tried it in a few scenarios where I was out on the go, and the hip strap is something that was definitely missing and I wish that I had. Another thing for like longer days, like hiking and all that, is a water bottle holder, which this one does not have. As you can see on both sides, you have the tripod holder on one side, and then this side is a pocket, which is nice to hold things, but there's no water bottle holder. And one thing that bothers me in general about camera cases is that where's the water bottle holder? A lot of times we only have this bag on us and we need to be able to carry water because we are shooting, we're working, we're moving, we need to have water. That's just something you always have on you as a shooter, at least something I always have. So those are the two things that I think this bag is missing, which like a hip strap would be great if it was something that was interchangeable where you could stick it on if you need it for like the longer trips where you're going out hiking or something. And then just a water bottle holder on the side. Now, as a whole, I really do like this bag though. I mean, those are the only two things that really stood out that I really disliked. So let me show you as I pack it, kind of how you can fit gear in here and why I like this bag so much more than a lot of the other bags that I work with. This bag I have been using nonstop for the last like month, and I don't plan to stop using it because this bag works very well. Now, beyond the water bottle and the hip strap, which isn't that big a deal, this goes with me whenever I'm traveling, whenever I'm like exploring the city or doing like a day shoot. This is the bag that I take now. If I'm going like hiking or something, I do have other bags that I take that are made for more adventurous outdoor kind of activities, but this bag is your perfect like all-around bag, and I do really enjoy that. To pack this bag, there's a few different compartments. Now when you lay it on its back, one thing that really makes this one stand out is to access your cameras, you have two ways. You open the back and you have your big zippers here. Now what makes this nice is that you can just flip these back, unzip, and there is all your gear. Your straps don't get in the way, which is annoying if a camera bag has straps that get in the way, but you can access everything. The other way that you get your gear is this quick pouch right at the top. You unzip this and you have access to like your main camera body and a few other pieces or lenses on the sides here. So you have like your cameras that you need up top that you could just grab and go, and then all the rest of your gear back here, that's not that hard. I just set this on the ground like this, open it up and go. And another thing if you had hip straps would be that you're able to, you know, hold it like this and pull your gear out, and this one you can't do that. So another thing to keep in mind, but I just throw it on the ground. It's really easy to pull my gear out and go. All right, so let's pack this up. Now, typically when I go shooting, I have my main camera body, which will go up top here. So I have quick access to it. I'll also put some of the other lenses that I use up top here so that when I open the top, I have access to these. Might throw a lens down here that I'm not gonna use as much. My microphone I'll put up here. Mini tripod I will also slip up here. And then as we get deeper into the bag, you can see how much more space that I have. I'm gonna throw my Mavic controller. I'm gonna put my drone in here, right there. I'm gonna put my lens filters. Indie filters, you always gotta have them. I am going to put this tripod head. We're gonna put a hard drive, just stuff a bunch of batteries and other things in these pouches down here. Still have room in this pocket, I have room in this pocket. You could fit a ton of gear. This is drone camera, 4 lenses, filters, batteries, hard drives. The other cool thing is when you open it, you have this pouch here, which all my cables will go here. So power cables, charging cables, extra batteries, anything. You have 3 pockets that allow you to basically put all your stuff in. So that's where all my cables go, and that is the main compartment. All right, so when you open this, on the top, unzips, right there, you have your camera good to go. Take a photo, do your video, stick it back in. And this is one of the strongest bits about this bag is you have that on the top, which makes it very accessible to always pull out your camera and shoot. A lot of other bags, you don't have that access, so you're holding the camera in your hand. But typically when I'm out like traveling or like in a city or something, I don't always want to carry my camera, so having quick access to it makes a huge difference. Okay, on the front is separate than the rest of the bag. So you can see the cameras are on the main compartment. And then here you have a big pocket which has a slip for your laptop, and you can throw some other stuff in this. That's a 15-inch MacBook Pro right there. You can put some other things in here, but for now that's all I'm gonna put in that pouch. And now you still have all this space on the front. So I'm gonna unzip this, which is a really cool pocket, and something that I really like about this bag, and that is you have this, which kind of pops up, and you have a big space here. One of the issues that I always have is carrying a gimbal, and I don't wanna have to take apart a gimbal to put it in my bag, pull it out, reassemble it. So I've got my Asun A1 S, which is a great gimbal. And you can see I just throw it right in here and it fits perfectly so I can pull it out when I need it. I also have my little mini Smarta electric slider, which I've been taking with me recently. All right, and so I have these bigger objects that are awkward, and that's kind of what the best part about this bag is you have this pocket that you can use for anything you want. And so if you have awkward gear that doesn't necessarily fit in little compartments like you have on the other side for all your camera bits, this is the perfect pocket. And it's big enough where you can put a full gimbal in here and not have any issues with space and having to pull it apart or do anything like that. And I still got plenty of space in this pocket to put some other things if I needed it. Now on the front here, I slip my hand in, you can see this is just another pocket, and that is everything that I carry with me. And it fits nicely in here, and in the way that this sits on your back, it's actually very comfortable. You got your chest strap here, like I was saying. You can adjust it. It's one of the more comfortable bags that I've used in terms of having gear on me. Now, without that hip strap, it does tend to start getting heavy after a long day, but that just depends on what it is that you're shooting. If you're gonna go out hiking, I don't know if I'd necessarily recommend this bag for hiking. It's not a hiking bag. One more thing before we go. When we look at this top bit here, one thing that I hope that gets changed on the next iteration of this bag is that this handle, if you have the zipper open a little bit, it will start opening this top pouch. So you just have to be careful to make sure that your zipper's always closed so that when you pick up your bag that the zipper doesn't open it and your cameras are exposed. And it's just one of those things, when I first started using this bag, I didn't realize that, and this would kind of pop open a little bit. So you just gotta make sure your zipper's always closed when you're using this top handle. Otherwise, you can just pull it up using the back handles. And so that's all my gear in the bag, and this is typically what I'm gonna use to go out traveling or go out for like a day shoot. This is my setup, and I can put everything I need in here, and it's not too heavy to carry on my back because the straps are nice. There's definitely not a perfect bag that's gonna address the needs for everyone in every situation. I like this bag and I like it for specific settings, and then there's other bags that I like for when I'm doing other things like hiking. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about the DSLR Pro Pack. Guys, that's it. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of awesome filmmaking tutorials, a lot of camera reviews. I also have a creator film school where I go nuts to bolts everything you need to be a full-time creator. And guys, I will see you on the next one.